Perhaps no player in Whitworth men's basketball history has combined durability with versatility like George Valle. As someone who could play all 5 positions on the floor, George Valle never missed a start, much less a game, during his Pirate playing career. George came to Whitworth in 2012 from Sammamish High School as part of new head coach Matt Logi's first recruiting class. Logie says George was not only part of our first recruiting class, he was the linchpin of it. George earned those accolades, starting all 30 games the Pirates played during his freshman season while averaging over 12 points per game. He helped the Pirates reach the NCAA Division III Sweet 16. Zach Payne, who was George's teammate that first season and then went on to be an assistant coach for the Bucks, says George was a true Swiss Army knife. He could play all 5 positions on offense and guard all 5 positions on defense. George went on to start every game over the course of his career. The Pirates played 116 games during George's tenure and won 100 of them. The Bucks won 4 NWC titles and made 4 trips to the NCAA D3 tournament. Only one player in Whitworth history has started more games than George. He averaged more than 12 points per game over that span and finished with 1,440 points, which ranked 7th all-time at Whitworth at the time of his retirement. Matt Logie says George could bring the ball down the floor and make plays like a point guard. He could score in the post like a power forward, and by the end of his career, he could shoot the three-pointer like a shooting guard. Teammate Matt Staudacher says that George became the ultimate lead-by-example player. George met every opportunity with excitement and exceeded whatever was expected of him, which raised the bar for the rest of the team and elevated the standards we had individually. One team that rued playing Whitworth and George Valle more than the others was Puget Sound. The Pirates never lost to the Loggers during his playing career, and George was personally responsible for 2 of those Whitworth victories with last-second, game-winning baskets at the UPS Fieldhouse. The second one during his senior year capped a 9-point second-half rally that clinched Whitworth's 7th straight NWC title. Payne says simply, if we were playing a big game, you knew George was going to play well. The bigger the game, the better George played. While he averaged just over 12 points per game throughout his playing career, George averaged over 20 points per game in 9 NCAA tournament contests. According to Matt Logie, George came to epitomize what it meant to be a Whitworth men's basketball player. Logie says George lived out the core values of our basketball team: trust, love, and commitment. You could trust George on and off the court. You knew that he loved his teammates and playing for Whitworth, and he was committed to what playing with excellence requires. During his senior year, in addition to earning third-team All-America status from the NABC, the College Sports Information Directors of America named him a third-team Academic All-American for a 3.79 grade point average. George was also a finalist for the Jostens Trophy, given to the top Division III player in the country based on athletics, academics, and community service. Current Whitworth head coach Damian Jablonski, who was the top assistant during George's career, says George lives with integrity, care, and discipline, which he applies to all areas of his life, which led him to being extremely successful socially, academically, and athletically. Following graduation, George went on to work for a software company in Seattle and has risen to the level of sales manager. He is now engaged to his fiancée, Melissa. George has continued to stay connected to and support the team and the culture he spent so much of himself building. Ladies and gentlemen, for his commitment as a teammate, his versatility as a player, and his durability and reliability as a person, the Whitworth Heritage Gallery Selection Committee is proud to present for induction today, George Valle.